Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Want to do a little bit of a rant today, and I realized from the beginning that this is going to be a little bit of a rant. And I've wanted to do this video for a little while, and then I thought, I probably shouldn't do it because I really don't want to come across like I'm complaining or I'm whining too much. But then something happened just recently that made me think I need to do this video, and I need to do it because I need to do it for myself. I need to be the one taking in this information and kind of reminding myself of these things. So, I'm kind of preaching to the choir, if you will. Now, let me start by saying that I kind of deem the time that we're living in as kind of what I would call like an Instagram society, an Instagram age. And what I mean by that is Instagram is great. Don't get me wrong. I love it. Follow me there. I put a lot of stuff up there. It's a great way to promote yourself, promote your business. It's wonderful. But it is what the name is. It's instant. It's Instagram. It's, and we live in this society that very fast-paced. You're going to put something up on Instagram, make a post, tell people about what you're doing, show them what you're doing, and in 8 hours we're going to put another one up, and that one that we put up before is ancient history now. And we've got this cycle of going very, very fast. And the problem that I see with living in that Instagram mentality is we end up compromising our standards. Now, because I'm ranting, let me throw in this little extra tidbit, and I call it systemic millennialism. We live in this system that is a millennial generation mindset. By that I mean that the millennial generation is the generation that grew up with that participation trophy mentality. I mean, there's no losers. Everybody wins. Nobody's better than the other person. We're all the same. We're all winners, no matter what. Systemic millennialism. Now, between this fast-paced Instagram thought and the millennial thought, we end up compromising our standards. Now, I don't mean everybody. I just mean kind of this thing is out there that people don't give 100%, and they don't do what I would call glory and excellence. They just don't have a high standard of excellence. Let me give you a couple of examples here. This first one was a local ad. It ran in the newspaper. It was for a department store. And because this is a photography channel, I'm pulling photography examples. But look at how they cut out the background behind these models. It's just sloppy. You can see the white edges around the background, and it's just bad. It's something that would be really simple to do correctly and look 100 times better. Now, the next two examples came on a flyer that I received in the mail, and I tried to mess up the logo so you can't tell the company. I'm not trying to rip on any particular company. Now, this first shot with the woman holding the milkshake is obviously photoshopped, and it's obviously photoshopped very poorly. The perspective of the milkshake is completely different than the perspective of her hand, and then if you look at the shadows, they just were done very, very poorly. I mean, it looks like a third grader did it with their eyes closed. The second shot that was on the same flyer, they have these 3 dessert thing, milkshakes, sundaes, all in a row, and they were all shot at different angles with different lighting, but yet they were put together next to each other on the same flyer. Now, I realize that the average person might not see what's wrong with it. They might not realize the Photoshop was done poorly or the perspective and the angles were all off. But I think that the average person might realize something doesn't look right here. They may not know what it is, but there's something that's just not right. And to take the time to do those little things correctly would have made a world of difference. Not everybody out there is lowering the bar and, doing haphazard work. A lot of people are doing really great work. And let me show you a couple of examples that I thought were really great in terms of comparison. Several years ago, I went out and found these ads. I tried to find the most inexpensive car that I could find, as well as a very expensive car. And if you look at these two ads, one is a Hyundai for like $14,000. The other one is a Mercedes, and I don't remember the price, but obviously much more expensive. And if you look at the two shots, if you couldn't see the logos on them, you would not really see a big difference. The standard of excellence, whether it was a $14,000 car or an $80,000 car, was still very high. They were producing really great work. You know, and I'm not thinking that the guys in the advertising department at Hyundai were thinking, we don't have to do that good of work. It's not like we're Mercedes or anything. Now, the big reason why I decided to do the video after I had kind of contemplated not doing it, because I didn't want to come across like a big whiner or complainer, but the reason I ended up doing this video is because something that happened to me just the other day. I was actually looking at other photographers' websites, and I was looking at some guys that really did some wonderful work, and it kind of hit me, that negative thing where you're thinking, oh wow, I'm not as good as they are. I'm not doing as big of projects. I'm not working with as big of clients as they are. And I kind of had this feeling of I'm not good enough. And it doesn't go exactly with what I'm talking about when people are lowering the standard, but it kind of felt like the same thing. So I thought, I'm going to do this video about raising the bar, raising your standard, because I need to hear it for myself, regardless of what other people are doing, because there's always going to be another photographer that's doing bigger things and that are better than you are and have better clients, making more money. There's always going to be that guy out there. So I got to thinking, what are the things we need to do to kind of combat this society that we live in that's lowering the standard, but also keep ourselves going so that we are doing the best we can? Because I promise you, there's very few people out there that are going to push you to raise the bar. You're going to have to do it yourself. So I made a little list. First thing on that list is just you have to push yourself. You're going to have to set a standard that says, I'm going to raise the bar to this standard of excellence, and I'm going to stick to it. Believe me, when people are like, oh, that's good, that's good. Maybe they don't know what good photography is. Maybe they, just want to cut some corners themselves. You're going to have to raise the bar yourself, and you're going to have to stick to it. Now, when you set that standard for yourself, you're going to have to put together a workflow that is consistent, that is going to be productive and efficient, and it's going to help you stay and maintain that level of excellence. Because if you're kind of doing things differently every single time, I promise you, that will get you to start cutting some corners. And when you start cutting corners, that gets into the problem that I'm talking about. And the last thing on my list, because this is a photography channel, and I probably should do a video on this too, lighting is key. Commit yourself to doing good lighting. We kind of live in an age when people are just pointing and shooting in natural light, and I'll just buy a set of presets or actions that fix everything later. Don't do it. Good lighting is the key. That's all I've got. My rant is over. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you heard, give me a thumbs up. If you've got a comment for me to add to all of this, I would love to hear it. I really would. And if you haven't subscribed, think about it. I would appreciate that as well. But you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. See ya.